girls, 6 or 7 year olds, young boys, sleeping, and right next to them when they're sleeping they have cockroaches, they have lizards, and they're in such poor condition that we're doing something. We're sitting here giving out a good message to the people of Pakistan, the people of Saudi Arabia, the youth. Even 1 riyal matters. Allah says in the Quran, إِنَّا أَنزَلْنَاهُ فِي لَيْلَةِ الْقَدْرِ لَيْلَةُ الْقَدْرِ خَيْرٌ مِنْ أَلْفِ شَهْرٍ. It's better than 1,000 nights. So if you plan out just even 1,000 months, 1,000 months. So if you plan out even 1 riyal for every odd night of the last 10 days of Ramadan, that is going to be equal to 1 riyal times 1,000 months. So that's going to be huge. So even running 1 riyal will matter. This is such an asset this month for us, and for us to help the Pakistani people, it's because I was helpless to see that. They also have a right to wear makeup, they also have a right to wear good clothes, they also have
own doing, Fahd, because we get to see more natural disasters coming, as well as the global warming that we are all contributing towards.
Very true. We should be very careful of that. But also, I also strongly believe that all of us, Muslims as an ummah, require, we should make tawbah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because you guys should know the incident when Musa, peace be upon him, when he asked Allah, what is the sign of when you are unhappy with us? So we should all be making tawbah to Allah, and at the same time, repentance and realistic measures towards it. I guess that would help a lot.
Absolutely. Now, Mr.
We've seen him very, very active on ground, doing a lot of work, as Mr. Tariq said, just like as if it's his own country. And as Mr. Fahd said, that there is a lot of nice people in the world still remaining, and this is a test for us. This is Allah, and Allah as-sabirin, and it's always a test. Right now is the time where Allah is testing us, and this test will show what are the better people. And Mr. Abdul Aziz Al-Ghadir has done an excellent job in uniting, organizing, and mobilizing the Saudis living here and the Saudi consulate in Pakistan. And I've seen it with my own eyes. All the Pakistani TV channels are reporting it on a daily basis, because Pakistanis feel that Saudis are their closest brothers. He's assisting in planning, because as the saying goes, whoever fails to plan plans to fail. So he's using all his expertise from the embassy, he's using all the manpower that he has. They are on ground and we're seeing it happen. So I'd like to hats off to the ambassador, His Excellency.
And since what I will add over here, he has become an example.
Because I was there just 2 days ago, so I know better. I have seen people my age, my own friends, volunteering themselves to NGOs for 15 days, for 10 days. They're volunteering, going and handing themselves and saying, okay fine, we're going to work for you for 15 days free of cost. Just send us wherever you want.
This is Fahd, sorry to intervene here, but this is the time as the students in Saudi Arabia are having their summer breaks. So I'm sure that the students in Pakistan would be having their summer breaks.
Not only in Pakistan, yes, they are having their summer breaks, but I would like to pay tribute to the Federal Minister for Overseas Pakistanis here, Dr. Fahd Siddiqui, the way he has mobilized the overseas Pakistanis living and the youth. People also from Canada, we're on vacation now, I'm here. They are coming back to Pakistan and volunteering themselves, handing themselves in. We're there to help. People that have never gone out of their house without their parents are actually on ground. They actually want to work, because they're seeing, I haven't been out a lot without my parents. But when I saw what I just told you, the young girls, young boys sleeping with lizards, it's something unacceptable to the eye. And it's something that is, I would say, they always say heaven on earth. That was hell on earth, what I saw. Words can't express really what that was, the feeling. They don't have clothes, they don't have water, they don't have medicine, they have nothing. So everyone is out of their house, and at this point in time, media, you guys, Saudi, all Muslims in general, and us, if we neglect this, then I would term that as criminal negligence, definitely, because we have to do something for it. Everybody has to put their one bit in to this disaster, this trauma. Initially when it happened, the whole state was in a state of disillusionment, uncertainty. They didn't know what to do, because they were still in that trauma. They weren't getting out of it. And then when it actually happened, 2 days went by, that's when we realized, okay, what have we gone through? Then we appealed to our Saudi brothers, we appealed to all the international community for help, and that's when we actually started planning things out, because there's different strokes for different folks. As the saying goes, someone will donate money, someone's going to donate dates, someone's going to donate blankets. Everything right now means a lot to those kids that I saw. Every real means a lot.
Now, Mr. Tariq, you've talked before actually in the report.
Is going to play a vital role, a key role, a turning point in this whole issue that's happening. As Mr. Tariq said, we should all be paying tributes to you guys along with the Pakistani anchors, because you guys are doing what you can from here and they're doing their bit. What they can do is be on the ground. They are violating all the security measures for them. They're there because these areas are dangerous too. The areas that have been affected, they're way into the interior sin. Not a lot of people go there. It's like, for example, a flood in Na'udzubillah in Najd. Nobody goes there, so nobody knows what it is. So, but they're risking their life. They're taking the helicopter. They're going with the Prime Minister. They're going with the Interior Minister. They're doing their bit, and everybody should. And when the youth is seeing them as icons, the singers, Abrar, Shazad Roy, all the singers, everybody's united right now. It's very unfortunate that it takes an earthquake or a flood of this magnitude to unite the whole Pakistan and all Muslim Ummah in general. We never received anything from Egypt, but now we see they're mobilizing their NGOs from there. And stuff that countries that we never were connected to are now sympathizing with us. Not only that, they're actually doing something on ground. So
it's better late than never.
Better late than never, definitely, Mr. Khalid. Props to that.
And it has to be consistent.
Exactly.
Till the problem is finished. And here I would like to point out that when, see, the people are really going back.
As well as Fahd Siddiqui, to ask from them if they would like to give a message to the Pakistani community as well as to all the Muslim community who are watching us. So if you have any message that you would like to give to the people.
I would say, just to sum it all up, as Mr. Tariq said, that the zahma, the blessing of Allah, which it was supposed to be a blessing, all the water, has become kind of a punishment for us because of our own actions as human beings, as human beings as we are. 1.4 million acres of Pakistani crop agricultural land is now destroyed. It's underwater. 160,000, which is 160,000 kilometers squared. That is a lot of land underwater. Basically, 1/5 of Pakistan right now is underwater. So my message to all my Saudi brothers,
I would have some objection to the word punishment. It could be tested from Allah.
It could be a test.
Yeah, we cannot, we're not allowed to, I mean, it's seriously, I mean, could be sometimes pious people get tested, sometimes, I mean, we don't know if it's a punishment.
Yes, definitely. My context, my perspective, Mr. Khalid, was, had we taken realistic measures back in the day, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, for building dams in our country. Had we taken that has nothing, but still, it
has nothing to do with the innocent people.
Yes, it doesn't.
So therefore, we cannot,
Yeah, my objection was more on the policies adopted by the leaders back in the day, which should have been. But now, if this is the case, innocent people are underwater. Every real matters. Every single penny, actually, every single halala matters at this point in time, because the kids that we have seen that are sleeping with lizards, sleeping with cockroaches, it shouldn't be comfortable for us to be sleeping in our comfortable beds, taking our blankets, turning our ACs on, and eating all that food for iftar. If we empathize with them a little bit, we won't be comfortable, and we will donate generously. And I would like to pay tribute, tremendous tributes to the custodian of two holy mosques, and Prince Sultan, Crown Prince Sultan, and the second Deputy Premier, Prince Naif. All of them has done a great job, and the Ambassador of Saudi Arabia in Pakistan, Mr. Latif.
Okay. Mr. Tariq, you get the last word.
Yeah, great. First of all, of course, to Saudi Arabia, our thanks to the custodian of the two holy mosques and his team for their leading role. They set a goal, they set a really example in the world. I will say to the world, follow Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia has set up an example of generosity, of help, and the way they are being helped. And so we are really thankful for their help.
Assignment, you want to thank your guests?
Yes, of course, special thanks to Mr. Tariq Mumtaz Sumro, who's a Pakistani in Western Saudi Arabia, as well as Fahd Siddiqui, a Pakistani student from Canada. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you guys for giving us this opportunity.
And here, again, we would like to say that the least that we as Muslims could do is to supplicate for our brothers who are struggling and who are suffering.